Hello everyone, it's Golden Self here and welcome to Rimworld. Now, Rimworld's a game that's been out for a while as an alpha that I used to play in Alpha 12 stage. Now it's on 14 and it's on Steam. And one of the coolest things about this is that I finally get to play with it with mods from the Steam Workshop rather than having to go find them myself, and even then I never did before. So let's take a look at the mods I have installed because I've never played with these before. It's mostly the mods by this guy Fluffy. Although, see, I have that, but I also have hospitality here, and I have the community core library. Other than that, I believe it's all Fluffy, all the Fluffy mods. So that'll be what we're going to check out. The central one is, I guess, Colony Manager, but there's also things like the Relations tab, which is really cool, that I'm excited to play with. And another cool thing about the Steam Workshop, and by the way, if you don't know about this game, it is it's kind of a real-time colony management game a la Dwarf Fortress with the art style similar to Prison Architect, and it's got a space sci-fi thing going on and a really interesting commitment to emergent gameplay and stories that kind of come out of the interactions of the Sims-like storytelling in a way, but with a survival feel and necessity. So looking at the options for our scenarios, one of the nice things about the Steam Workshop is that we can get scenarios like We Don't Eat People, which reads, we once were a part of a strong space empire. They do not agree with the way you and your group live their lives. You were kicked out of the empire and sent to this world. Good thing those idiots don't believe in capital punishment. So that's We Don't Eat People. They do eat people. You have a 99% chance to start with the trait Cannibal, and for some reason a 10% chance to start with the trait Gay. I don't really understand why, but when I saw this I thought it was hilarious and would make a great series. But when I sort of played with it for a little while, I realized that it could be done better. So, one neat thing that you can do is I just made my own custom scenario based on that, and I've changed it so that now you have a 50% chance of a straight bloodlust. Your people can be at most 50 years old, because 40 I thought was a little too easy. You still start with 4 people. Let's see, I changed a pronoun. And I scaled up the number of things that you start with from what you start with as default with 3 people to what would make sense for if you started with 4. Although I didn't scale everything up. I left medicine the same, I think. And I added a human leather t-shirt so that your first thing you have to decide is who gets to wear the human leather t-shirt, who gets that honor. I also changed the weapon situation up a bit so that it's not the usual 3 weapons, because it's 4 people. I made it a survival rifle. It's supposed to be wait a minute. It's supposed to be a survival rifle, 2 pistols, and a steel spear for your melee person. And that about does it for the differences. I added more. I don't know what else I did differently here. I guess I kept a few things from Crash Landed as well that aren't in here. But whatever, it's fine. It's perfect for me. We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna pick Cassandra Classic. Or should we pick Phoebe Chillax? I think I'm actually quite scared of getting killed, so I'm going to go with Phoebe Chillax on rough. We will use permadeath mode. We will, let's create our own seed. Let's make the seed. Let's see what we get for Golden Self. What kind of world do we get for Golden Self? This is apparently the world of Golden Self. Nair 9. What kind of terrain would we want? I'm not going to talk too much about the specifics of each terrain and all that because that's something that's more advanced. We're just getting off to a start here. I think I'm going to go with the, I like the tropical rainforest, and I like mountains, and I don't think I'm going to go with the year-round. The thing about that, this is a very long, maybe I'll go with the temperate forest instead, and go for mountains. 11th of spring to 1st of fall. That sounds like that's actually pretty short. 1st of spring to 11th of fall. I like that. Limestone and slate. That one's flat. Let's get one that has the same growing period and is mountainous. Wouldn't mind some marble as well. 6th of spring to 6th of fall. Sandstone, granite, marble. I like it. Average temperature of 52 degrees Fahrenheit. I'm using Fahrenheit because Celsius would just be meaningless to me. Average temperature in the summer, 70.5. So it doesn't get too hot. Doesn't get too cold. That's almost too good, to be honest, but let's go ahead and do it because I'm afraid of losing on this first try. I want to get 2 males, 2 females here. So let's see, here's a male. Here's a male. Let's see here. This is a female. So let's see what we get. A male child star who then became a construction engineer. He's incapable of dumb labor, intellectual, and cooking. I think in the start, we want at least 3 people who can do dumb labor. But considering that he can't, then that dumb labor basically means hauling. Considering that he can't, let's take a look. With relationships mod, I have an ex-lover here and Umeko collector. That would be bad. Let's swap him out and see what else we can get. He's incapable of cooking and mining. He was a history student who then became a storyteller as an adult. Obsessed with the legends of his people, Ryu seeks someone who can help him grow scales on his skin so he too can be as the ancients were. Okay. He's 466 years old chronologically, but he's only spent 28 years, 3 seasons, and 1 day conscious and alive out of suspended animation. If you don't know about the world that this takes place in, there's no faster than light travel, but there is suspended animation space travel. So civilizations rise and fall in the time it takes for people to get from A to B, and so you have people at various levels of development technologically, as well as various ages chronologically. So this guy is pretty good. He can't cook, he can't mine, but as a starting guy, he's got quite a bit of flexibility. He can shoot, or he has a passion for shooting, so he learns it at 100% effectiveness, and he has a passion for social and 9 skill there, which is great for trade and interaction with other people. He's also a bloodthirsty gay cannibal, so he'll fit right in. This guy isn't gay, and I think we're going to want to start with all gay. Here we go. Male, age 20, wreckage explorer, paramedic, incapable of nothing. I like him. He's a bloodthirsty gay cannibal, so he'll fit right in. And he can do just about anything except shooting, which is fine. He's got also a passion for melee, so we could make him a melee guy. Female colonist, age 22. She's got very good shooting. She's a jealous cannibal, she's not gay. Gay nudist cannibal, okay, this might work. 42, coma child, no relationships, can do all of it. I don't have a problem with her. 44 in construction with a passion. And the gray line, by the way, indicates how far along they are in, I believe it indicates how far along they are toward their next level in that skill. And this one, incapable of research and managing, is caused by the managing mod. We'll worry about that later. So you would not see that in a vanilla game. Gay nudist cannibal, no bloodlust. Bloodlust cannibal. Steadfast cold liver cannibal, ascetic gay cannibal. Ascetic prefers to live in asceticism. Clara Ward. She will be put in a poor mood if she has a bedroom that is too impressive. Okay, that's good. Let's actually put this into Clara so that it's not confusing, because Ward is a guy's name. That's her last name. First name, nickname, last name. But the name we mostly end up dealing with is the nickname. Likewise, because I have a hard time pronouncing Megia. I will go with Megia, it's fine. Hudson and Ryu. I think everybody here is fine. You've got a scratch scar on your torso. I don't think that's going to affect you too badly. It might cause a little pain, but you will be getting a buff as a nudist. So let's go ahead and do this. If you let the nudist be nude, they get a mood buff. We'll see more about how all that works in a second. I've changed the text here. Hello everyone, it's Golden Self here. I just wanted to replace the dialogue here with something more constructive because the original simply said, F you for reading this. It was not so polite actually. Why gay cannibals? It just seems like it might create some funny stories besides hashtag gay cannibal lives matter. Very amusing, Golden Self of the past. So we're landing now, and let me just take a pause here to set my timer. Alright, here we go. So the first thing, now Rimworld is a very punishing game well, I'm playing a bit on the easy side, but I'm only playing on a slow side. It should still be just as hard, it just should be carrying on at a slower rate. It can be very overwhelming at first. There's all of these different tabs and all of these different things going on. There's Colony Manager, which is just a mod that I have installed. There's this very complicated looking work thing, which gets even more complicated when you put it onto what you should really always be using it on, which is this mode. And the very first thing you really should do is sit down and go through every one of these and figure out who's going to do what and why. But I'm actually, before I do that, because it's a bit dull, I'm going to, first of all, let's get everybody out here. Here they are. They've just landed from their escape pods. We've started with 2 dogs. Unfortunately, they're different breeds, so I'm not sure they can actually mate. But they are a male and a female, so that's cool. We've got all these things with, and for various reasons, you can make things, usually you won't want to, but for example, these things, you don't always want to be able to interact, your characters be able to interact with them, because they're just sort of trash, these chunks. They're trash right now. But everything else, these things with the X's, these are usually things that you do want them to pick up or use, interact with some way or another. So I'm going to double click on all that steel there. In fact, I'm going to zoom out and I'm going to double click on all that steel because there's more steel around the map that I'd like them to be able to interact with. I'm going to press F to unforbid that. And it's the same thing with this wood here. I'm going to see if there's more wood in the area. It doesn't look like there is any immediately. And then now they can interact with the wood. These bits of ship chunks, those are things for them to deconstruct to get components, which we also started with 40 of. And we have a few weapons, as I mentioned in the start. So taking a look at our characters, we can take a look at who has the most shooting. And we're going to give them the survival rifle. I believe we had one with 10, didn't we? No, we got rid of her. Alright, so it's going to be Ryu, which unfortunately is very low shooting at 3. We're going to need shooting to hunt, but we're not quite ready for hunting yet. Taking again another look at the character here. We actually have 2 with 3, is that right? There's Ryu, and there's Magia, who doesn't actually have a passion for shooting. So Magia is going to pick up the pistol, which is less accurate, and we're not going to use that for hunting. We'll have Clara and Hudson, who Hudson has the 3 for melee, and he has the passion for it, so we'll have him do the spear. And Clara, even though she is only 0 in shooting, we'll have her pick. Oh, wait a minute, she has the 8. We'll have Hudson instead do the pistol. Oh, I've all screwed this all up. Clear the prioritized work. Equip the spear. Equip the pistol. Because he'll just have to learn how to shoot at 75% effectiveness. Or, oh wow, not even 33% effectiveness, I forgot. Yeah, it's really bad. There's a human leather shirt, and if I recall correctly, there's a nudist among us, isn't there? Yeah, you're a nudist. So first thing I want you to do is to take off your shirt, your jacket, and your pants. They're going to drop all of that stuff. Drop it. Drop it. And this is going to give them the trait. See how they have constraining clothes -3. Now they have happily nude +20. So that's awesome. So that's great. So we have these colonists. We have these items that they need to interact with, and we have. Let's unforbid all these clothes. And I'm not really going to worry about the human leather shirt right now. But the first thing I'm going to do is pick a spot for them to be. We need to pick a place that is going to be safe, but also hopefully close to some fertile soil and some power vents. The most secure spot is probably right here, but really where we are right now is actually already pretty good. Another good one would probably be over here. There's tons of fertile soil. That's this darker colored soil, and as you can see, rich soil. You can see in the bottom left corner the name of it is represented there. There's a Megatherium here, who's basically a giant sloth. He's got his back to us right now, so you can't really tell. And there's also a mostly built room here, which is going to be really useful for us to start off with. So what I'm going to do is the very first thing I'm going to have them do is build a couple wooden walls. Let's see here. Here, too close to map edge. Ooh, that's a problem. That is a problem. So what I'll do is I'll build a wooden wall like that. A wooden door like that. You can't build outside of this area for whatever reason, so that's kind of lame, but it is what it is. And I'm going to do another wooden door there, another wall there. I don't know if you can build, I'm pretty sure you can build, can I build, like, for example, a deadfall trap out there? I cannot. So that's kind of too bad. So this is an area we may abandon later, but it's a good starting spot. Because we're going to need to be able to defend better. We might wall off this entire section, and we'll see what we do. But that's another story. That's something to worry about later. What I liked about this spot is the fertile soil. We can bridge over to here. We can also use this area. We can sort of make all of this area secure. You know, what also might be good is right here. But I think we'll be better off. There's some fertile soil up here as well. Just regular soil for the most part. And you can't build on this mud, so that's a bummer. On the other hand, that's good defense. But, let me think about this. In terms of how I want this to go in the future, yes, I think we will be here We're also going to use this area for something else later. I already have plans. I have big plans. So now the next thing I'm going to do is build... I'm going to tell them straight away that we're going to have 4 sleeping spots in here as well, so that they sleep under cover. And I'm going to put down a stockpile in here as well. A small stockpile just to get us started. It's a smaller room than I would like to get us started with, but it's okay. We can expand it. And in this stockpile, I'm going to edit it so that it does include corpses. I would like human-like corpses, and I would like animal corpses. Everything else is fine. I don't want chunks in there. I want chunks instead. You could do a dumping stockpile, but I don't like dumping stockpiles. I've never seen why you would rather use one than a regular stockpile with different selection. Because ultimately we are going to want to use what's in this. In fact, let's put this somewhere a little bit more strategically advisable, like right here. And we're going to make this for chunks. Explicitly chunks. Nothing else. Just chunks. Including steel slag chunks for now. And we're going to say what they should do. And then now the next thing that's probably most important is to put everybody on hauling. Except to sort of kind of start us off as a guideline, as well as cleaning. But I'm going to need to make sure that someone who's going to construct, like we have a designated constructor from the start. So who has the best construction skill? 4, 4, 2, 0. And the person with the first 4 is it. So I'm going to make you 2 for. I'm going to make you 1 for repair. 1 for repair. Let's see here. Can you mine this person here? Can this person mine? They cannot. That is too bad. Can they? They can negotiate. That's good. I'll make that priority for both of you. You're not going to do that at all. Negotiate is the same as warden. I think it's one of my mods that changes it into negotiate, but it's the same thing, so far as I can tell. Flick, I want everybody to flick. This is just how often they'll flip switches. Also, it goes up to 9 due to my mods. I forget which mod that is. I think it's the work tab mod. Not a major change. It's pretty vanilla-ish change. Just a bunch of things that I thought could be improved are improved. Clara, you're the one with the... Who has the rifle here? That should be our hunter. Ryu is our hunter then. Not Clara. But we're not going to make that a huge priority right now. Alright, let's see. I guess you're going to be construction 2. So you have a passion for mining as well. Alright, tell you what, you're going to be mining 2. You're going to be construction 2. Construction 2. And plant cut. Oh, another thing I have to worry about is the growing zones. I should probably start getting those up and going right away. So let's take a look at that as well. Growing zones. How to do that with this, as it is right now, with the soil that we have. We're gonna need a lot of rice and corn are my favorites in this game. I'm gonna put in this one. I'm gonna put rice because it's not all fertile soil, and I'm gonna put a lot of corn in here. A lot of corn, big area. On mostly fertile soil. Rich soil, I guess is what it's called. And then I'm going to put another growing zone here. Oh, shoot. I hate when it does that. Do another one. Like this. Of all rice again. I think I'm even going to make that one actually bigger than that. Extending out into non-fertile lands. Well, I don't know. I kind of want to use this land area. Maybe not. I kind of want to use this area for something else a little bit later. We'll talk about that more between... Well, not between episodes. I'll work on that between episodes. I can't plant there because this is actually rock. I think maybe I'll just put it over here. And make this... actually, let's do strawberries here. Because we're going to need... food quickly that is edible raw. Corn is edible raw, but it takes a long time to grow. Strawberries and it's 11th of spring, so that's great. We're right in the midst of the growing season. I'm gonna deconstruct this as well. Actually, should I? No, let's not deconstruct it. Let's leave it for now. I think I might incorporate that into my building later. What we should deconstruct, though, is this. In fact, this is just free steel, so it's probably a really good idea to take it down. And let's see, where am I on time now for the episode? I don't know. I'm out of time for the episode. Okay, well, thank you very much for watching, and join me next time where we're going to continue to build this up. What I plan to do for between now and the next episode is plan out my big stockpile. Basically, I'm going to plan with the orbital beacon already in mind, so I'm going to build like a 7x15 area in here, sort of mixed in, I guess, kind of using the curvature of this rock wall, and that's going to be our where we're going to eventually have the orbital beacon. I'll do that off camera. I'm going to probably work a bit more on assigning roles off camera because I find that to be very tedious to watch. And I'm going to see, what does this do? Create new favorites. New favorite from the current work settings. Oh, cool. I did not know you could do that. That's another thing from the mod, work tab mod, that I have installed. So, let's come back again to this next time. If you've enjoyed this, please feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. I'm excited to play this game. I'm excited to use the experience that I've had built up in it so far. And I'm excited to see what our gay cannibals, such as Hudson here, the paramedic, who was formerly a wreckage explorer, 2 generations before he was born, an apocalyptic war, dragged his home planet into anarchy, blah, blah, blah. And so on. I'm excited to see how they all get along. It's too bad that none of them are related, but we have our lovely relations tab here with which to check out all of their different, how much they like each other and stuff. So I'm excited to play with the mods that I have installed and see what goes on. Anyway, sorry for going on, and see you next time. Thanks again for watching. Bye bye.